actually hit record this time as well.
Why did you not do it last time?
No, I had to download the VOD last time.
All right, so
Hold on,
we
we're not
have
actually live yet.
so we did no topics, right? Minus PS5.
No topics minus PS5.
Oh, good God. Oh God.
All right, this episode's called Duality of Sense, by the way.
Of course. Of fucking course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
Well, you didn't come up with anything this week, so.
What did you want me to?
Yeah, well, dual sense is going to be a big topic for this week, so
Yes.
the duality of sense.
As ironically, I actually love the DualSense. It might be my favorite, overtaking the Cube, but it seems like you fucking don't like it very much.
No. I'll save it. Let's save it for when we when we start.
Okay.
Let's give it like the drill.
Yep, like 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, we'll give it another minute. I got someone who wants to be on the podcast.
Ooh.
He
For
like
when?
Whenever he said whenever you guys need someone, just hit me up.
Oh, I'm okay.
He likes
You actually
Pokemon.
have a few people.
Yeah, I got a couple
Okay.
people lined up.
Yeah. Whereas Victor's and maybe Natalie is like threatening to fucking do bodily harm to me.
Yeah. I love our
So-
topics this week. Let's make sure we leave this episode in the document. Talk about PS5.
We should have posted our topics on Twitter. Like, ooh, long list of topics this week. Literally just talk about PS5.
Here, I'll still take a screenshot.
Okay.
All right. Wow, 0 viewers. Thank you so much, Formal. We're about to start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the NazCast. Can you believe we've done 6 of these already? Steven, can you believe we've done 6 of these already?
I actually can't, no, honestly.
Yeah, they're fun though. My name is
Yes,
Quinn
they are.
Nizora. I'm your host today, and with my co-host Steven.
Hello.
And next gen consoles came out from
Yes,
last
they
week to
did.
this week. Last week was election week, and there was nothing. I gotta stop closing this.
Yeah.
You guys could hear it. This week, consoles came out, so much better week this week.
Yes.
We both actually got our PS5s from said sketchy retailer, Big Ant Online. Now we'll actually drop the name of the retailer.
After you call them sketchy. Oh, that's great. That's.
What are we getting, a partnership from them? Sponsorship?
I'm not saying that, but like, God, I would rather not burn that bridge.
They're
Which
sketchy.
you clearly-
Check their reviews on any
Yeah.
like referred site for website or just like Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, their background's not great, but hey, we
They
got it.
they don't have more than 2 stars on any site.
But hey, we have a system. They work, which is a
Mhm.
good thing. So I honestly don't have anything to bitch about.
Yeah, they work. Did your box come beat to shit?
No, mine is perfectly fine.
No, like the cardboard box that it shipped in.
Yeah, no.
Dude, mine looked like someone fucking had a boxing match with it. It was
Okay,
so
so-
bad.
All right, so while we both bought the PS5s, Microsoft launched the Series X this week. I think on the 10th.
Yep, 10th.
So both new systems are out. Microsoft had not that many like launch titles. It was more just, oh hey, look, it's like slightly upgraded, like one games. Like that's not a bad that's not a bad strategy, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And and the Sony did the same thing with a few exceptions, being a Demon Souls, a Godfall, which was third party, and Bug Snacks, which is on PS4 and Steam, I think, also.
I don't think. Oh, yeah, it's on PC. I don't know if it's on Steam or Epic. But
I don't know
you get it
which-
for free on PS5 right now if you have PlayStation Plus.
Yes, you do.
I don't have
And
PlayStation Plus though, so.
Neither do I. And I know that Fangamer has
A physical releasing coming, yeah.
yes, which I'm eyeing. I'm like, ooh, physical copy. Might have to buy that at some point, honestly.
Yeah. Actually, though,
So yeah.
we don't really have
So
much this week.
4 minutes in and we're already spinning out. That's round of applause for us. We are
Yeah.
all right. So let's talk about the DualSense, which we both have varying views on.
Well, I mean, overall, I do think it's a nice controller. I do have some gripes with it, but like as for like comfort wise, I very much compare it to a Switch Pro controller, which is my favorite
Yes.
controller ever.
And honestly, I prefer this 1,000 times more than the DualShock 4. I hated the DualShock 4. Like I hated that thing. That thing was awful. But this is larger, which helps. It has more weight to it, which also helps. Also, it's got more buttons that actually feel like buttons and not like crap is what I would say the dual the Shock 4's face buttons felt like.
Yeah,
And also motion, which I feel is better than the Switch the Switch. I want to say the Pro controller has shoddy motion. I actually like the one here more. So that's
well, that's good. I haven't had as much time hands on as you have, obviously.
yes.
I've been working, but
Yes, and I had days off to fool around with the PS5. So
I mean, you already beat one of the launch titles, so
yes,
you got
I
that
beat
going for you.
Spider-Man Miles Morales this morning.
Ain't that lovely? It was good. You said
Yeah.
that, right? You liked it?
Yes, I liked it a lot actually. I did have some problems with it, like my PlayStation 5 crashed like 10 minutes into the game, and I was like, well, that's an like an omen. Like I was like, oh, hopefully that's not like a sign of things to come.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that had me nervous. I was like, oh god.
I mean, I haven't had any issues like that, but like overall, like I feel like this episode is more like a good cop, bad cop type of deal because
Yes.
you overall are pleasantly surprised with the PlayStation 5?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm not.
Which is a surprise because usually people say that like I'm the more negative and
Out of the two of us, yeah.
yes, I'm usually the more negative and the pessimistic one, and like you're the more optimist, but this launch seems to have us reversed, which is kind of weird.
Well, what do you like about it? Let's start there. Let's start with the positives.
I do like the UI. I just don't like how you have to hop back home. You have to hold down the home button, which is not like a button. It's the PlayStation symbol, which is annoying.
I hate that
honestly.
too.
That's bad. Also, I'm not a big fan of it having a built-in microphone.
I'll be
Also.
honest, until you told me like 2 minutes before we started the podcast, I didn't know that that was a built-in microphone. I thought it was just a button to mute your mic when you have a headset hooked up.
No, you actually use it for Astro's Playroom. You actually have to blow into the mic, and I was like, "Oh, good! It's one
Wait
of
a
like those
second.
Nintendo launch games."
Wait a second. What console did that last? There was a Nintendo. Was it the Wii?
The Wii U.
The Wii U.
Yes, made you blow in the mic for like Super Mario 3D World had you blow into the mic for platforms to rise, and that was stupid.
That's so stupid. I honestly.
But
Continue. No, go ahead.
I do like the it has great emotion for it, like, and the only game I've seen actually use it is probably Astro's Playroom uses the motion a lot for kind of smaller like suit power-ups that happen like a few times each level.
Yeah, but I think so. That's like the thing is like the vibe I get from Astro's Playroom as someone who hasn't even launched it yet because I've played like an hour of Miles Morales. I fight the first villain without to spoil who or what.
Yes.
I do that.
Mm-hmm.
and then that's pretty much essentially it. Right, so that's like an hour maybe of gameplay, maybe less even.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't get to play Astro's Playroom, but like Astro's Playroom, it's like how Wii Sports was just like to show off what everything the Wii could do. That's what Astro's Playroom is, to show off like all the new. I don't want to say gimmicky stuff that the PlayStation 5 has, but like
It shows off all the features of the DualSense is what I would probably
yeah,
phrase that as.
because I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's cool that they
No,
give you
it's not.
something to experience everything the PlayStation 5 has to offer. It's not bad.
Oh, actually, it's great, and also the game is free, so it's not like it's not like they're
You're
asking
paying
you to pay
for it,
money
yeah.
for this.
No, exactly, yeah. It's not like 1-2 Switch or anything like that.
1-2 Switch should have been a pack-in. That should have been a pack-in. Game. I'm sorry,
100%.
but it should have been
Terrible.
because that game was awful.
I feel like that game is just like forgotten about. I feel like copies of that game will be worth money when like the Switch is like 10 years old.
Will it though?
I think so. I mean, the game sold terribly.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm sure it made its money back. I mean, think about how little effort they had to put into something like that.
Yeah, they probably put like no money into it anyway. So
That's what I'm sure it was a hit success. But I don't know.
All right.
It was like a good party game, but I mean, there's only so many times you could play 1-2 draw or whatever the fuck it was, where you're in a Western standoff.
Yeah, which that would get like annoying real quickly, I would imagine.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So you've played what, like an hour of Miles Morales from what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't played a Demon Souls yet, which we both got the same first two things. We both have the same two.
We're at the same bundle.
Launch games.
We're at the same
Yeah,
bundle
got
from the
the-
same site.
Yeah, which was not on purpose. It was more like, oh, hey, Steven, look, it's back up. Buy it.
Yeah, I made sure to take credit where credit's due in your Twitter thread when someone asked you about where you got it from.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm the guy. You're welcome.
Yeah. So so you haven't had much experience, and I have probably played the PS5 for probably like 11 hours over the last 2 days.
I got like an hour. Well, my PlayStation 5's been on for like 4 hours because I let like the games download.
Yes.
But I mean, I just chatted with my friends on Discord last night after I set it up. After I had big concerns because, like I said to Steven earlier, the box looked like someone had a boxing match with it in the back of the FedEx van before it got delivered to my house. So, luckily everything inside was fine. But
yes.
it was a bit of a scare.
Yeah, you also have some problems with the whole system as a whole, specifically the faceplate.
Yeah, I mean, well, first, I wanted to take a picture, but I left work late today, unfortunately, so I didn't get to, like, prep the things I wanted to prep for this week's episode. Last night, I was not venting, I was ranting to my friends. I was on a Discord video call on my phone, right? Open up the PlayStation 5, I'm like, this thing's fucking massive, and it's hideous. I think it's so ugly. The design is ugly. I think the Xbox Series X is one of the best designed consoles ever. Everything else about the Xbox Series X, I don't fucking like. But the design looks good to me. And I guess that the fact that you could use a Xbox One controller on an Xbox Series X with no issues overall, full compatibility, sounds great to me.
But the PS4 is absolutely fucking massive, and I have it horizontal. The thing takes up half of my fucking
The
stand.
PS4 or the 5?
The 5.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the
5
thing.
takes up half my fucking stand.
That's the thing, is that, like, I unplugged my PS4 Pro, right? Put it up vertically. It's like a little more than half the height of the PS5. And I'm like, okay, put that back. Got my Fat Boy PS3, the original Fat Boy models? That's their actual name.
Mine still. Yes.
Vertically tilted, because that's the largest PS3 model that ever existed.
Mm-hmm.
Still, PS5's taller. I'm like, okay. And then I grabbed the Wii U just for fun, and obviously the Wii U's tiny, but like, obviously the PlayStation 5's taller. And then I went deep. I went far back, bro. I grabbed my original Xbox, and I vertically tilted it. Not that you'd ever have an Xbox vertically tilted, because it didn't work like that. But the PS5 was still much taller than an original Xbox.
Yeah, but it ironically weighs not a lot. Like, it's very light.
It's light for the size, but it feels dense. It's pretty dense in there.
It feels like an original Xbox actually.
Yeah, it's very compact, but like it's hefty, but it's not like it weighs less than you'd think because of the size.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the size of it. Let me also make that a clear factor. And
Yeah.
I don't agree with. I don't know. I told you this before the podcast. Oh god, I almost dropped one of my controllers. I told you this before the podcast, but like, because you hold the controllers in a different sense.
Yes.
But how I hold them, the bottom of the stems is sharp.
Yeah, they are very pointy from the like. Yeah, they are very pointy from the thing I'm feeling right now. Like they're not like rounded, which they should have been.
Yeah, like what is that? So like I don't like that because like I have pretty big hands. So like when I'm doing that, like
Yeah.
those like flat edges, they dig into my hand. And I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
It really actually feels like a boomerang. Like I feel like if you were to chuck this at someone, it would hurt.
Hell yeah, let's do it. Me versus you. Let's throw dual sense controllers at each other. Last one standing wins.
We both only have two. We would break all four of ours combined. They would just be done.
Yeah, and you know what's actually crazy about that? Not that
What?
throwing them would break them, because obviously, let's be honest. But I haven't seen. I think there's like so like obviously there's an issue with stock on PlayStation 5s right now.
Yes.
I also think there's a stock issue with the DualSense controllers. I don't think you could get those pretty easily either.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't like even like GameStop. I checked yesterday and they didn't have them like available.
That's very odd.
I'm checking right now actually.
And actually, so am I.
There's a DualSense charging station. Is it official
Uh,
Sony? Oh, it's $30. It's by Sony. Actually, that might be a worthwhile pickup.
actually, yeah,
Oh, it's not available.
yeah. Uh, Amazon has brand new dual senses for the regular price
Yeah,
of
GameStop's good
$70.
now too. Yesterday I didn't have them. I was maybe because it's launch
That's
day.
odd. Yeah, that's odd. And also, why does Amazon have the launch date for the dual senses October 30th? That's odd.
Listen, man. How are we supposed to know these things? I don't work at Amazon. I work at a generic retailer.
Yes. Oh, your your chain feels like it would be like the a TV show version of like Best Buy. Honestly,
Yeah.
like it feels like it would be like the off-brand thing for probably a sitcom.
There's an internet show. I don't remember what it's called, but that's essentially like the shit that happens in that show is essentially what happens where I work. And it's actually pretty funny because it's true. Uh, I mean, like I fucking bust my ass at work, and I hate it.
Yeah,
But because I work is why I'm able to buy things like a PlayStation 5 at launch. We did not pay scalper price, by the way. Let me make that clear.
we did not. We actually paid.
We paid
basically
MSRP.
retail price. Yeah, we basically. Yeah, we basically paid exactly
Wait,
retail.
wait. Don't say basically because people might get an idea that we paid a slight scalper price. But if you do the math,
It's about the same.
it is the same. And for whatever reason, we didn't get charged tax.
Yeah, which was odd.
I guess
But,
because of like the location of the actual retailer.
yeah,
Maybe there's like some tax write off, bypass thing.
yeah, but we're not whining about it. This is not us like when like it's not like we pay. No, we don't care that we didn't pay. We're not complaining.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining at all.
Um, so let me do a fast little thing on Spider-Man Miles Morales. The story is really, really
Story
it's a
like
solid story. Probably like a B plus A minus for the story. It's a bit short. Um, but the one thing that it does better than the first one is the overall probably the fighting system, because Miles has slightly different spider powers than Peter, so it varies up the fighting a little bit. Whereas you're not relying so much on like things that you build as much as you're relying on Venom powers, which hands you like a few different attacks, which like shock your opponents, which really helps. Also, Miles has the ability to be invisible, which also helps with the variety of us stealth sections, which is great.
Yeah, I mean that's nice.
Yeah,
It's good to switch it up. I mean, I will say the game does look actually like that opening cutscene when you're just walking down the streets with the headphones on.
yeah,
It looks so good. Like visually, I've been saying this to everyone who's asked me, but like, I obviously it'll still look better on a PC.
yeah,
That's just the facts. But for like a console, dude, I mean that shit looked nice.
yeah. Also, the 60 frame per second mode, which I think they call performance mode, I cannot play it back in third. Like the 60 frame per second mode is just too fucking good.
Did you know that there was a
Like
collector's edition of Assassin's Creed Valhalla for PS5 and it's already on sale on GameStop?
I didn't really.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I know that Watch Dogs Legion, which launched with the PS5, will be on sale for half off on most websites for Black Friday, which I find absolutely hilarious. So I'm buying it on Black Friday.
Watch Dogs Legion. Don't get Watch Dogs,
Yeah.
man. You don't want it.
So then you want me to buy like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is also supposed to be like $40 in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Ubisoft is having like all their new stuff like on sale within a few weeks of launch, which is suspicious to me.
It's all a scam, man. They know what they were
Well,
doing.
well, how much to boost probably their sales number for the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, yeah.
Especially thanks to the fact that they moved the Far Cry 6 to early or like later next year, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of need a boost in like their like final
Have you seen the
I want
cover
to say
art for Far Cry 6?
yes.
What is going on?
It's a revolution. Also, why is Carlo fucking Esposito? Why is he in this game? He is a like award-winning actor. Why is Giancarlo in this fucking video game by Ubisoft
Listen,
Toronto?
man.
Oh my
Listen, man.
god.
Don't question the powers. Don't question it, all right?
Also, Far Cry 6 is apparently launching for Stadia, which I find absolutely
Dude,
hilarious.
stop. So I might as well launch on the Ouya too. Fucking the Stadia, bro. That thing shouldn't even exist. It's literally in
don't
the
think
same class as the Ouya, bro. It's in the same class.
I don't think the Ouya. I don't think it would be able to run like Zelda Breath of the Wild, fucking let alone.
I have a question for you because I'm
Yes.
browsing the extremely limited selection of PlayStation 5 games that exist.
Yes.
Because you know
Yes.
there's none. There's no PlayStation 5 games that are even worthwhile in my opinion right now.
Demon Souls is pretty worth.
Yeah, but I have that already. I'm talking about other stuff. So I'm looking, and game prices went up to $70, right? We all know that.
Yeah, which
But I'm seeing, so Ubisoft games that are cross generation. So like, they're staying at $60. Do you think once like the PS4 gets like quote unquote discontinued, they'll raise Ubisoft will raise the price of their games to 70, or you think they'll keep them at a cool 60?
I think whenever they start making things exclusively for next gen, they'll raise the price to 70.
Because like Gearbox is already on that $70 price tag. But Miles Morales is $50.
Well, Miles is a midquill, so that's why it's probably $50 and not 70.
I mean, was Miles? First of all, yeah, Moon. I agree. Right now, all the games are ass. My whole thing with the PlayStation 5 was if I got one, I got one. If I didn't, I was just gonna wait. But I got one, so I mean.
Yeah.
So is Miles Morales shorter than like PS4 Spider-Man?
Yeah, because the PS4 Spider-Man's like a 22 to 26 hour things for just the main story. Miles Morales is like 7.
And Miles Morales is
For,
a
like, just the main
sequel.
story. Yes, it's a sequel, but it's not like the full Spider-Man 2. So it's Spider-Man 1.5 basically.
Mm.
So it's kind of like a Lost Legacy for Uncharted.
Ew. But I was actually interested in Miles Morales Spider-Man, and I'm not interested. I love Uncharted, but I have no interest in playing an Uncharted game without Nathan Drake. No, they will go down. They will go download only sooner or later. I don't know, man. I think there'll always be a market for physical releases on video games. Like I
Yes,
prefer to buy physical releases.
yes, especially for like me and you, that's kind of a thing that we
Oh yeah,
like to
we
do.
we collect. Yeah.
Yeah, we will be the people who like are still buying physicals long after they're not really the mainstream form of doing things. It's probably like people in vinyl. Like no one like the
Excuse me.
mainstream's not buying vinyl, but the people who are buying vinyl
We'll
really
continue
love
to
to
buy
buy
vinyl.
vinyl.
Yeah, I mean, I buy vinyls. You know this.
Yes. Hell, I bought you a
You
vinyl.
bought me the first vinyl, the Shadow of the Colossus vinyl, which is out of production now, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I can't even like find like resale
The
value on it.
listing? Damn.
There's nothing on it anymore. It vanished. Other
It
news,
vanished off the face of the earth.
not the only not place 5. What about 5? Um, then you both going to get clapped on prices, dude. Listen, I would buy digital games. I don't know if you feel this way, Steven, but I would buy digital games if they were cheaper than physical releases, but they're not because they'll charge the same amount while not taking into account production cost on the cases, the artwork, the actual whether it be a disc or the chip for a Switch. But
Yeah.
like they're just getting more profit margin when you just buy it digitally for the same price. So I might as well get something where like when the licensing on a game eventually runs out, like X-Men Destiny, even though it's a terrible example because it fucking
Yes.
was a terrible game. But a good example would be the Scott Pilgrim game that never got a
Yes.
physical release, lost its licensing. Then for what was it, a decade now? People have been wanting to play it and they couldn't.
Yeah.
Even though now it's getting it's coming back, but we don't know if
Yes,
it's going to get a
great.
physical release. But I guarantee you, the physical release will sell leaps and bounds more than any digital release for the game if they do release one.
Absolutely.
It's just like that's just the
Uh,
fact of the matter. People who really like there's the gaming people so gamers. I hate to say gamers, but like gamers as a
I
whole.
hate that fucking term.
I know.
I
Shush.
hate that term.
Shush. Gamers as a whole enjoy games. That's what we do. I mean, there's people who
Yes.
will play a game and never touch it again and never even think about it again, and there's people who will play it again in the future or want to go back and see something in it. I mean, like that's where the two, that's where the path separates it to two. I mean, the people who
Yes.
want, have a collection, or I lend games to friends, so like I just, give them my disc, and then they don't have to spend $60, and I don't have to lend them my entire PlayStation 4 or my Nintendo Switch. I just give them the game, they beat the game, I get my game back, and then boom, that's it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's the convenience of digital games. You can't deny
absolutely.
that. There's a convenience for that, and it's more convenient than any physical release. But there's there's perks to physical releases too. Like I could take the same disc of I at one point I had 2 Nintendo Switches because I bought the Animal Crossing Special Edition. Was trying to sell my old one. I did sell my old one eventually, but I was using them for 2 separate things, and I had my data on both of them because not only because you could link the Switch data between consoles, but I could just pop in the game card and then re-download the game, so I could just have it and then just pop the game card in and out between which console I'm trying to use.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why I will always prefer physical is the licensing thing. Like I don't want to worry that in 5-10 years I won't have the license.
Mm-hmm. Or
For let's say Spider-Man there was a few of the Spider-Man ones, the older ones, that they lost the licenses to, and then they removed them from all digital storefronts. I think it was the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 for
PlayStation 4.
last gen, which are mediocre at best, but it's fun to just have these kind of lesser than Spider-Man things to just be able to just be like, oh hey, these existed. And the only way that you can find them is like physical now. So like that's why I'm a little bit nervous about the all like digital future for like that.
Mm.
I'm not like I'm not like films too. Like I also prefer to have like physical like films too.
I could go without the films personally.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't because like, I'm never the guy who's like I want to pop in a DVD. If I'm gonna watch something, I'm just gonna watch it at my computer, and I'm just gonna go to like Netflix or
Yeah.
Crunchyroll, whatever or whatever the fuck I'm trying to watch. I'm gonna find out where it is online, and I'm gonna watch it there.
Yeah.
But like games are different for me. I don't know why they're different for me, but like I do like having a physical release, and I do like being able less so now than it was like PS3, Xbox 360 era, like when there was actual like useful information inside the packaging, like a manual.
God, I miss game manuals.
Well, just buy indie games; they all have game manuals.
Yeah, they literally all do now.
But like I mean, I don't know. It's so nice just to have a physical release. There's artwork that you would never see anywhere else if you're into that. Like I'm actually looking at a copy of Luigi's Mansion. I got Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Switch, and there's a full background piece of art that you won't see anywhere else but in the physical release. Like I mean, it's stupid to like even think like that, but I mean, it's not like I paid more for a physical release. So there's no reason not to have a physical release unless you don't have like space to store the cases or the actual game carts or something like that. And then, going digital is 100% fine. But
Yeah.
a lot of the times too, the physical release will go on sale and the digital release won't go on sale. So, especially with Nintendo, dude. Nintendo's so fucking weird.
Nintendo with their physical stuff, they will never like lower their prices. It's always the retailer who has to do it.
Yeah, I got
Like
Luigi's
they
Mansion
sell,
3 for $40 on Amazon.
you got really lucky with that actually,
Yeah.
because usually they never lower their stuff lower than like maybe
50.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
50's the lowest. Mm-hmm.
maybe 50, but that's it.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some games that I do wish I had like digitally.
Um,
Like an example, I know this is a weird example, and I don't even play this game anymore. But Animal Crossing: New Horizon is a game I wish I kind of had digitally. So like, let's say I'm playing Hollow Knight because that was like the last like longer game I played and beat on my Switch. And then Hollow Knight I have digitally, so like, I own it physically now as well because I bought the collector's edition. But if I'm like, all right, let me take a break from Hollow Knight, let me like chill and just do my daily shit in Animal Crossing. I could just close software, launch software. It's convenient without having to like go grab my little case with all the chips in it and just put in a new game. Like there's pros and cons to either, like I said.
Absolutely, yeah. There are pros to both, but there are also problems with both. The biggest thing is space. Like I'm running out of space in my small ass room to store games.
Yeah, you got so many games. I don't know who has more. You have a lot of collector's editions that you just like display.
Yes, I do.
Like
Like half my room is like
Kingdom
those
Hearts.
accessible editions. That's not half my room. That's on my back dresser.
That's everywhere.
standing up.
This man only has Kingdom Hearts.
Not
Only.
even just like 1 and 2. Like it's mostly just 3 at this point.
You only own Kingdom Hearts. Your life is
I
Kingdom,
am Kingdom Hearts.
You have size 30 feet.
Well, spoiler alert. I am Kingdom Hearts. I am just.
Oh,
I
yeah?
am Kingdom Hearts.
Don't.
Yes, I am clear.
No. No.
No, what?
No, you're not, man. You're not. Stop. You're not Kingdom Hearts. We end it there. You're kicked off the cast. That's it. Be gone. When does the Series
right.
X release? Not X. S. I'm sorry.
The Series X.
S.
I think it launched the same day as the X, which was on Tuesday.
I think you're right. I think you're right, but nobody fucking wants that one.
Yeah. Now that has less of a reason to really be a thing than like the digital version of the PS5 because
I disagree.
the specs are the specs are lower
Well, yeah,
on the S. From the digital version of the PS5, the specs are
it's the
the
same.
yeah the same. So the so I think the series X, the series uh uh
S
um
or the X.
uh, the S has less of a reason to like be a thing.
See, I disagree. I 100% disagree.
Really?
The S is the
Why?
S is fantastic. I mean, there is problems with the S. Like, I'm sure the S looks like it does to make sure people buy Xbox One S's. Like,
Yeah.
parents, grandparents who find it and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I found one." Just like the fucking Wii and Wii U issue.
Oh my god, that was a fucking disaster.
Like, this thing looks exactly like an Xbox One S, all digital, but it's
Yeah.
not. And it's $50 more. It's the price of a regular Xbox One S, which is still in production, by the way. So, I mean, people are definitely going to buy the Xbox One,
Yeah.
instead of the Series S. But it's like, this is good because shut up, Siri. But this is good because, I mean, $300 is still a lot of money, especially right now with, like,
It is. Yes, it
COVID
is.
and potential lockdowns coming up and people not having jobs. But I mean, it is definitely the most affordable entry into the next generation of games. It is all
Yes,
digital,
it is.
but I mean, I think it does have a spot. I mean, it's good for like kids who just want to play like Fortnite or something like that. Evan,
But they also have phones at this point to do that.
yeah,
Most of
but
them.
it's like there's like kids who want to get competitive in Fortnite, and like because like that's like the thing.
Yeah.
Sure, Fortnite's dying, thank God, but
Gotta lo- gotta love esports. Wee.
I do like esports.
I don't know. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of esports to be honest, for like whatever reason.
Yeah, but you like exclusively play single player games.
Yes, I do. I play like story based single player, like not even just like
Well,
random,
yeah,
but like story based.
and that's fine. Like single player games are like they're the best. Like I don't want to say they're the best things that like gaming has to offer. They do. They are. But like I think
Yeah,
like the experiences you can get through like a multiplayer game can be just as good.
they have varying different reasons. Like, you like a story from a video a game for reasons that you wouldn't prefer for like a multiplayer. Like, usually the multiplayer stuff is with friends, you're having fun. The story based stuff is like you're here for the story, you're here to be invested.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah,
Whereas like the multiplayer stuff, like Madden, you have the I think they're like loot packs or something. I don't know how Madden exactly works. I don't
like,
own.
it's like FIFA card packs. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a wildly different experience where like you're doing that with friends versus for like the story based stuff. You're there for the story. So it's so both have very uh, they both have their own place in the industry.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying either one is better than the other, but like people who
Yeah,
say single player games are trash, I don't agree with that. But
that
it's
is absolutely
but
false.
there's also people who say multiplayer games are trash. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, also false.
Exactly.
Both sides are just wrong.
Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. Both sides
Because
are
both have a
wrong.
place in the industry. Both have a place.
Listen, if they were bad, one of these genres wouldn't exist anymore. But guess what?
Yeah.
There's still single player games being released. There's still multiplayer games being released. There's still consoles and accessories made for specific things because there clearly is a market for them. And either way, you can't go wrong.
Yes. And that's why I think it was EA really pissed me off. I want to say it's 1 or 2 years ago. They said that, oh, all these like story-based things are dying out. I'm like, no, they're fucking not. Single-player games are not dying out.
I will say that I think there was an era, maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, that there was like nothing. There was like no good single player games for like years, like 2 years maybe. Like there was like maybe one gem, and it was there was a not that there wasn't not that they weren't making single player games, but they weren't making like interesting single player games.
That's true. All except for the Sony first-party all except for the like Sony first-party studios have just been banging out story-based stuff since I would say early PS 3, like Uncharted 3 was or excuse me, the first one was like the first like shift in their way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now all their first party stuff is all heavily story based, third person, like emotionally focused stuff. Whereas Microsoft is more of that kind of multiplayer that has like a single player light kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
But that might be changing now with them owning Bethesda. Microsoft is they might be trying to do more story based stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do think in the single player realm of things right now, Sony. I mean, like last couple of years, Sony's been competing with itself for Game of the Year. There's not really
Yes.
like they know that their audience primarily is going to be for single player games. Don't get me wrong, people still buy Call of Duty and they still play Call of Duty and Apex Legends and any other multiplayer game on PlayStation. But um, I think their main market is gonna be single player games because Xbox now, like most of the Xbox exclusives, if not all of them, are timed exclusives on Xbox, and then they all go to PC. So there's not really a necessary
Like
reason to buy an Xbox when,
yes.
but PlayStation games, we've gotten what, two PlayStation exclusives go to PC, being Death Stranding and Horizon Zero Dawn
Yes, I
over the
believe
course
they
of the
are.
entire lifespan of the fucking PS4.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's still a reason to buy a console if like because I hear that argument too. It's like you don't need a console anymore, and for the most part, I do agree. But if
Yeah.
you do like single player games more, or like you just sometimes you want to switch it up with a single player game, you just get a PlayStation. You can get an
Yeah.
Xbox too, but like PlayStation has a lot better single player exclusives.
Because Microsoft it seems like Microsoft's a strategy is really to just have people in their ecosystem of like here is our like platform for software and that is the Xbox brand. It's not really like a system as much as it's like a brand now for them to be like, hey, this is our like video game like brand. It's not really like, hey, buy an Xbox for the game. It's more like use us to do all of these things. It's not really like a buy a system to play stuff. It's like, hey, we just have all these things on an Xbox, but it's basically a PC.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. It's like
Because
the Atari VCS.
so Microsoft seems to be thinking that if they can make like a Steam alternative, that'll be their way to have people play on PC, Xbox on their phone, like anywhere they want to, they can play all of their stuff, which makes sense for them. Whereas Sony doesn't really have a phone division anymore. Their TV division's dwindling. Their film division is still somewhat profitable. They don't make PCs anymore, from what I know. They're
I
like
don't know
laptop
if well
divisions.
they sold Vio, so like Vio is its
Yeah,
own thing now.
they might have a smaller division, but I'm not sure on that.
Mm-hmm.
But Sony's main two things right now are PlayStation, uh, and the Sony Pictures. So
Yeah, I mean Sony TVs I think are actually shit. To be honest, I
yeah,
would love to get a Sony TV. I mean, because I'm a sales guy. I do TV shit.
yes,
Personally, I think LGs are great. Uh, personally, I like Samsung TVs the best. They have like really good color. It's very vibrant. But Sony TVs are like more expensive for less. They're like that brand. You know, like, there's always like that brand, like
Yeah.
Apple, right? Like yes, you have Mac OS, but like Apple, you really do pay more for less. Like on like the computer spec end of things, you're paying a lot more for a lot less performance. At least in their computers. In their phones, honestly their phones are fine. I prefer
Yeah.
Android, but like their phones are quick and snappy enough to like be, fully functional.
Yeah. So, um, we don't have that much really to talk about for the next gen stuff, as you haven't really had a chance to really delve into.
I mean, no, I haven't even gotten the chance to play really. I played for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Now you would be able to play more depending on when Sony puts in their 1440p stuff, if they ever do.
Yeah, if and when they ever do, because
Oh, but my main thing would be, where would you fit it?
listen, man, I
Um.
think I'm gonna buy some. I eventually I want to. I have 3 monitors, right? My
Yes.
gaming, so my 3 monitor setup's very unconventional. Normally, it's like your main monitor's in the center, and then you have one on each side.
Yes.
Mine's not like that. So mine is
So what is yours like?
my main monitor is all the way to the right, and then my tower is to the right of that. And then at an angle, like a maybe not even 45 degrees, maybe like a 30-degree angle to the left is my second monitor.
Okay.
That one's 1080p, so like my Switch goes on that when I stream Switch games. Catch me tomorrow night
Yeah.
to play when I stream Luigi's Mansion. Then to the left of that, I have another monitor, and that one's vertical. And usually I just throw like Spotify or Discord up on there. So
Yeah.
so like I have to look over if I want to look at Discord, I have to look over 2 monitors worth of space.
Okay.
I honestly like it this way. But two of my that monitor all the way to the left that's vertically has like one of those desk clamp mounts, so there's no like base on my desk. But the main two are not on a like a mount, and I want to buy like a nice adjustable like arm mount for those so I could have more desk space, and I'd probably just put it horizontally where like one of these monitor bases are.
Yeah. So, and that's your biggest problem right now with the PS5 would be that you can't really stream anything from it yet.
Yeah. Also, I have an Elgato HD 60s, and it,
Yes.
it gets super fucking weird if you try to stream anything that's like, even if you downgrade the resolution. Like when I did with Shadow of the Colossus, I made sure my PS4 Pro was only in 1080p, and it still was
Yeah.
giving me some issues. I did resolve it, but like I really wish I just I spent the extra money and got the 4K Pro like internal,
Yeah.
because then that one would have no issues.
Yeah. And it looks like your only like solution would be to buy a monitor that is 4K, but that's a decent amount of
4K
money.
monitors aren't really a mainstream thing yet,
Yeah, they're
because
not.
I mean now with like the 3000 series Nvidia cards, it's like it's more of a possibility um just because those graphics cards are powerful enough to like push higher refresh rates, which PC gamers want at 4K. But I mean, there's still like a 4K gaming monitor with like higher refresh rates, still probably about $800 or $900 for like a 27 inch. I
Yeah.
can get a fucking OLED TV which supports G-Sync, which is a TV tech, which is a computer gaming tech, to make sure everything's running smoothly.
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
So like that's your one problem right now is that you have no way to stream stuff. If you just want to be like, hey, like I want to beat, let's say you wanted to beat Spider-Man like on stream, just to like finish it like for yourself and also have a reason to like stream.
Exactly.
Except you can't do that right now. Is you have a TV, I think across your living area where you would have to stream from the other half of the room, which is not practical.
Yeah, no. Eventually, like in an end game scenario, like in my own place, if I'm still streaming or anything like that, I'd have like a couch set up to stream,
Yeah,
just like and just look at shit on my laptop. I think that would
yeah,
be
but we,
ideal.
yeah, but we're not there yet. So
Or ever, we might never be there, but
yeah,
optimism is key. consistency,
Yes, it
all
is.
that. But yeah, I mean, I'm overall with the PlayStation, because that's where we started, right? 50 minutes ago, that's where
Yes.
we started PlayStation talk.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
it's cool. I'm excited to see what's gonna come from it. But as
Yeah.
of right now, there's not much.
Launches are always a rough start.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially in the last, I would say like 15 years, like since the 360, system launches have never really been smooth. They're always a rocky like takeoff. Like there's always turbulence. Like there's always something that's not quite right.
Yeah.
Usually, like it takes them like 6 to 7 months to like streamline everything, and then like and then usually after that it's fine. But like it's that first like 5 to 6 months you kind of have to be like, well, like it's rocky still. Now June of next year should be fascinating for E3, as that's when we'll probably see more of the first true next gen games.
Well, I mean, listen, man. Blue Point does a bang up job of making
Yes.
like remasters or remakes, I guess. They're
Yes.
they're remakes, but they don't change anything. They just
Like yes, I
put it on new engine, make it up to snuff. Because Demon Souls is like a original PlayStation 3 game.
yes, I think they, from what they said, they did the same thing that they did with Shadow, which is use the underlying
Code.
uh yes, and then they just like layered on top of it, like
Yeah, that's exactly what they did too. And I mean, Demon Souls looks fantastic. It's like the first.
yeah,
It's literally the first exclusive next gen title because I don't think Xbox has anything, right? I think we talked about
not
that like a
yet,
week or
no,
two ago. So like
yeah,
Demon Souls
not
is
yet,
the
no,
first next gen exclusive title, even though it is a remake. But I mean, it looks fantastic. I saw some streams of it. I saw the trailers. I mean,
yes,
it's actually a really nice looking game. And there's nothing I could say to deny that fact.
yeah. So Demon Souls will probably be the first game for the PS5 that we really hear you talk about, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play Miles Morales. I'm gonna beat Miles
Yeah.
Morales. I'll probably download not the Amazing Spider-Man, PS4
Uh,
Spider-Man
yes. The official title for that,
is
I
Spider-Man.
think is some of Marvel's Spider-Man, I think is the name. They should have called it something else. I still say that like it shouldn't have just been Spider-Man. Is that means like 1,000 different things?
Mm-hmm.
Like it should have been like Spider-Man something.
But I'm happy though that we got a Spider-Man game that's not another Peter Parker Spider-Man game.
Yes,
I'm very like Miles Morales is very cool. I'm not a big superhero guy. I actually don't fucking like superheroes at all.
yes, I
But
do know that for a fact.
it's I like how we got a different Spider-Man. I don't care what the reason was, but I mean even though Peter Parker is still I guess in the very beginning of the game. Sorry, I spoiled it for you.
Yes,
Um, but it's good. I mean, it's a good change of pace. We've only played as Peter Parker for the last 20 years in every Spider-Man game that's ever been released.
yes, and a Spider-Man on PS4 also did a great job handing us a different take of Spider-Man, like a slightly older, like he's in his, I think he's like 23 in Spider-Man PS4, so he's about our age, like he's trying to figure himself out. So it's different than the high school age stuff that we've had for the last 15 and like 20 years in like film and TV shows. It's been like, oh, he's in high school, whereas like here he's like more of an adult who's trying to figure himself out.
I am Spider-Man.
Whereas Miles Morales is still in high school, rookie Spider-Man. He's not used to like all of his powers yet, so you're seeing him use his stuff for the first time. It's like, ooh, he just figured out this one power, and it's like, oh shit, he knows how to do that. Like that's great. So you're figuring like things out alongside him, which is great.
Real quick.
Yes,
Did you see that Miles Morales was wearing Timberland boots in
yes, I did.
in the open in the opening cutscene?
Yes, I did.
I was like,
Also,
this man got the Tims, dude.
yes. Also, one of the suits you find after you beat all the side quests, it's right next to a Black Lives Matter like large painted. I think it's a mural. It's on the side of like one of the buildings, and I was like, "What? That is great!" Like you have to look at the mural. Like you can't not.
Yeah, I
And
might try to
honestly,
100% the game. So I mean, I'm sure I'll
yeah, it's really
experience
not that
plenty.
long. You'll probably spend like 9 or 10 hours doing everything. It's not that long of a game. And
Hmm.
honestly, the story is really tightly like written. Like it's not like it like has a lot of space to not do anything. Like it is very tight, which helps.
Gotcha. I think is that all we got for this week?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we talked. We
All
had
right.
no topics, but we made it work.
Yes. Yes. We actually figured out some topics midstream.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 6.
Yes. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you
Uh,
guys for so much for joining us this week. Thank you for being patient with us with our 0 topics and nonsensical yammering.
yes.
And yeah, we'll see you next week, 7 p.m. right here, same spot. Hopefully, we'll have more news. Hopefully, there will be more news. There's
Yeah.
nothing right
Hopefully
now.
there is news. Hopefully there's news to talk about.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you
All
so
right,
much,
guys.
and have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.